As far as the S&P, so far, red open. Right now, we are rejecting this little blue zone. This is probably a yellow zone. If you guys don't know the difference, blue is hourly, kind of speed bump zone, right? Like we can base out. I expect some turbulence here. We might reject. We might just kind of dance around and then continue. But we just here at all-time highs, that close to all-time highs. We don't have a lot of data. We've tested this thing once, so that's why all these three zones are blue. But right now, we hit this zone and had an absolute meltdown. Market threw a fit. Shout out to everybody that was in puts with me because I was in puts back here. Got toasted off, make no mistake. But these puts made up for it. And also NVIDIA puts. Finally. I thought I was losing my mind, by the way. Anyway, rejected here. Let's see if we keep this trend alive and keep going. We're on an hourly chart right now. So this is going into Friday. We had that push. So just zone to zone on Friday. And so right now, if that's all we do is pull back and hang out, we don't actually break this. The trend is still up. We'll probably knock this thing out, and then we will be at all-time highs. Up 115 on MicroStrategy calls after Powell. MicroStrategy, I don't want to deviate. I did just break that down for TikTok as well. It did just get above that zone. We are going to talk about that. Don't let me forget. Let's do the NASDAQ real quick. So NASDAQ selling off right back into a zone. This is a type 2. So right now, if I were to go long NQ futures, I would go long right here and a stop right below this wick right here. Yeah, I would just be buying the dip. Kind of nothing really else to talk about. The Russell. We talked about being a dip buy right here. Talked about buying the zone again right here. And if you did that, boom, smashed it. Absolutely killed it. Right now, I probably wouldn't be buying it. I would just be trailing. Anybody that did buy the Russell futures, I would have my stop right below these wicks right here, and then just hanging out. I want to see if financials led that or not. Why am I'm losing my mind. What is energy? It's not XOM. I know XOM is ExxonMobil. I picked the wrong one. What is the energy fund? XLE. Thank you. I had the X and the E right. Sorry, guys. Just remember there's over 6,000 tickers out there, and I only have like 5,500 of them memorized. But I want to see what was the driver of the Russell right there. Let's do the expected moves real quick, and then we will jump into NVIDIA earnings. So last week we drew out these expected moves. These are these white lines right. This is 1 standard deviation. This is 2. Got to watch out for that in case we start to break it. We didn't. We hit that, sold it right back off. And on Thursday, I specifically said we will probably close at this line. Fireworks are done, or they're not, and we melt this thing down to 1 standard deviation at the bottom. Who was ready for that? Anyway, panned out just like we talked about.